Joining us now to review some of the headlines of today's newspapers from around the world is Arise News analyst Emmanuel Efeni. Good morning, Great Malaba.
Good morning, Ruben. Good morning, Ayo. Good morning, Rufai. We'll start the review with this day Nigeria's newspaper of record. The lead story: Tinubu meets U.S. President Joe Biden. Scholz, Yeol, Modi holds audience with World Bank, European Commission presidents. Canvasses practical next step in bilateral relations. American leader hails federal government's move to revive Nigeria's economy. Applauds ECOWAS effort in Nigerian crisis. Tinubu heads to UAE to discuss visa ban, flight suspension orders. Yes, a very successful appearance at the G20 meeting. Invited by the Indian leader to be part of that, even if it were to be the sidelines. But Nigerian full membership perhaps just on the way before long. And the whistle stop the president is making at the UAE to resolve the visa ban and other flight suspension issues. If the president can resolve that, I'm sure that would be one of the big takeaways from his trip outside the country. But there are deals that have been signed, and the Nation newspaper is reporting Tinubu strikes multiple deals with Germany, Korea, India. World leaders pledge more interest in agriculture, fintech, education, defense. German Chancellor for Nigeria next month. President in UAE to resolve bilateral disagreements. Yes, the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, been out of the country, and of course, the President is the #1 diplomat of the country, and his trip outside the country he has utilized well, both in optics and in substance. But the agreements, like Ruben usually remind all of us, those who are in government must follow up so that these agreements does not just end as optics, which and headlines from the newspapers. Practical steps must be taken to actualize some of these agreements. Now, the Punch newspaper, National Assembly polls, tribunal to decide 400 cases end sittings. 7 Delta reps, others to no fate this week. Tribunal sack Kanun NPP lawmaker, Imo PDP rep, Plateau governor gets verdict today as tribunals decide polls petitions in more states. Yes, of course, the electoral tribunals are performing their duty. More verdicts will be given this week. Now, the Daily Sun newspaper, Tinubu, Atiku legal battle chiefs to U.S. court hears Chicago University case tomorrow. Now, below the photograph, in the front page of the Daily Sun, insecurity. Catholic bishops task government on arms proliferation, demands cut in cost of government. Now, the New Telegraph newspaper, Presidential Election Petition Tribunal judgment. Nigerians' fate, democracy on edge of principles. Catholic bishops are the ones saying that. Says Tinubu's choice of large fake, that's Federal Executive Council impression of disdain. Leaves impression of disdain. Insensitivity to pain of Nigerians, accusing ruling class of enriching themselves with palliatives. Calls for reduction in cost of governance. Palliatives should go to hungry, poor Nigerians. Kaigama. Can living conditions of Nigerians will worsen if. Now, the Guardian newspaper is even putting a finger on the problem in the country: falling consumption, weak sales, threatening FMCG businesses, jobs. And according to this report, yes, inflation, high transparent costs shrink income, and planned layoffs threaten low-paying jobs. High cost of children's education takes toll on household. Consumers' expenditure of South Africa, Egypt triples Nigeria's. Yusuf Businesses need new credit to survive. But that's not the only problem businesses are having. As the Vanguard newspaper is reporting, fresh inflation fears as top firms loses 656 billion naira to forex woes. Losses in leading quoted companies rises 709% to 656 billion naira. All sectors losses in excess of 3 trillion naira. They will transfer losses to consumers. Analysts are say this may stoke next round of inflation. Now, the Abuja Inquirer is reporting bandits run riot in FCT. Communities suffer weekly attacks. Wike talks tough. Yes, bandits and kidnappers seem to be having field day in and around the FCT as communities around the FCT bear the brunt of these marauders. Kuto, Kachiko, Sokolo, and Patiwe, all in the Buhari local government area, have been places where these attacks have taken place. The minister, Nyeso Wike, is talking tough, and I hope the security agencies will join him in bringing this insecurity within and around the FCT to a halt. Only last Tuesday, daredevil kidnappers numbering 20 attacked a village and kidnapped 19 people. Now, they killed 3 of those persons who were unable to pay ransom. Now, the foreign newspapers quickly, the Guardian newspaper of UK, 184,000 cancer cases in UK this year were preventable. That's what, according to that report, there is a growing pandemic, or epidemic rather, epidemic, not pandemic, of preventable cancers, and this will lead to an estimated 184 people in the UK being diagnosed this year. Of course, that will cost the UK economy, the coffers of UK, 78 billion naira. While the Washington Post is reporting the situation in Marrakesh, Morocco, anger as Morocco waits for relief. Of course, the rescue effort continues. Ruben, Rufai, and Ayo.
Well, the pain, the tragedy in Morocco, it's a tragedy, an overnight tragedy that deserves the attention of the whole world. And it's good that countries like Spain and others, the UK, have all intervened to try to provide support. Even the humanity that has been shown, even at the individual level. Take Cristiano Ronaldo, giving over his, 4-star hotel over to persons, to use as a shelter. And also the members of the Moroccan national football team donating blood. It's one tragedy too many, but Morocco has had experiences of, earthquake since as far back as maybe 1764. But in terms of scale, this has been, quite tragic. And the fact that the aftershocks could go for weeks, could go for months, that makes it even tragic, man-nature conflict. Well, we commiserate with all the persons who have lost their lives, 2,100 persons, over 2,000 injured, and many more rendered homeless. Thank you very much, Emmanuel.